So I'm responsible for organising the placements, and at any one time I have about 30 community pharmacies who are kind of partaking. I organise about 300 placements altogether, so that's quite a lot. And there's large pharmacies, large companies involved, as well as small chains of maybe 2 or 3 pharmacies. I organise those over the summer. I might have already spoken to a number of you, over the phone, and it's a relationship which is often over the phone only, so it's always nice to meet people. So if you are out there and you've spoken to me, please make yourselves known, and I'd love to talk to you. They all occur from October to March, and in terms of letting our mentors know, the pharmacists know what's happening, there's a mentor handbook. I talk them through the process. They get lots of other documentation as well, for example, student workbooks, health and safety forms that they need to fill out, etc., etc. So I try to make it as clear as possible what both sides need to achieve. And I'm always kind of on the end of a phone or via email, and people do communicate with me and ask me questions that they need to. We also not only obviously organising and preparing new mentors, but what about the students themselves? Well, our students are really prepared quite a lot through various ways. I mean, if you get a student in October, in the first or second week of October, and it's a first year student, then obviously the level of experience of that student is going to be much different to if you're getting a final year student who's chosen that as an option to do those placements. So when you're a mentor, you should bear that in mind, that they do have varying levels of experience, and so how the student presents to you is going to be different. Students have induction sessions, for example a lecture and or workshops, and DVDs as well, which they can see and partake in the workshops, etc. And those kind of things all give them some information, either introduce them to or remind them of things like the role of the community pharmacist, professionalism, how to behave on placement, abiding by the student code of conduct, confidentiality issues, skills required for gathering data through observation, that's quite important as well, and health and safety issues. So they have a lot of ways in which we prepare them. Quality assurance, myself, I have to try and ensure that where we're sending our students, we expect our students to behave in certain ways, etc. But also, obviously, the host pharmacies, we'd like them to be of a certain, so that they kind of promote learning and reflection and give the student a good learning experience. I try to do that by visiting pharmacies, a handful of pharmacies chosen at random each year. This is very important, the feedback that I get, mostly verbal from mentors. So I speak to mentors every year at least 2 to 3 times, and at least 1 or 2 occasions I'll be asking them about how they've found the students, any problems, and people do feedback to me during the course of the year as necessary as well. We have feedback seminars for our students, particularly the first year students. Also the second years have short feedback session as well. They complete questionnaires which I look at and act on as much as I can, and as a result of the feedback I've done something quite different this year with the 4th year pharmacy placements. Try to work with an established mentor base. At any one time out of those 30 pharmacies, there's always about 15 or so of them pharmacists who I've worked with a number of times, and so I know them quite well, they know me, etc. When I recruit new mentors, it's always nice if they are pre-registration tutors, so that they have the teaching experience, or they've got at least 3 years experience in community pharmacy, and I do go by personal recommendation a lot. So there's different ways of trying to assure the quality there. As a pharmacist mentor, so this is kind of focusing on people in the audience who might be interested to partake in this. While the student is on your premises, and sometimes the relation carries on afterwards, they might ring you up, they might email you some questions or something. You'd obviously be a role model for them, and your remit would be pleased to provide guidance and support to the student so that you can facilitate their learning. Obviously promoting professionalism is really important, and providing feedback on the student to us and to the student sometimes as well, and reporting any problems encountered. It's not only the mentor that's important, of course, it's the whole team, because there's lots of delegation that goes on if you're very busy, etc. And I'll just touch on that briefly in a second. So the mentoring, to be an effective mentor, again, the literature and also the feedback I've got from our students has shown that the two most important things that they think about a good mentor is that they should have excellent communication skills, that they should be friendly. The worst thing that can happen to a student is if they go in somewhere and they're not expected, or they're just kind of, wait there please, and so on and so forth. So, and being able to build up a rapport with the student in a short amount of time. Things again that I've mentioned already, if you're too busy, lack of staff, lack of time, that can negatively impact on the learning experience, but there are ways. For example, if you're very busy, you can always ask the student to delegate the question to another member of your team, or ask them to come back to you when it's a bit quieter. Comfortable workplace and a good support team and a good structure obviously are other things which help the pharmacist and his team to mentor effectively. Unfortunately, present moment in time, the mentoring that you would help us with is not remunerated. There isn't any money for yourselves, but these are some of the things, again, in studies that I've done, which has shown what the mentors have said are the benefits of mentoring, that it provides them with some job satisfaction, contributes to their CPD, develops their teaching skills, and particularly this one, a lot of the people are very eager to contribute to the future of pharmacy education, and that's one of the ways in which they can do that. Identifying potential recruits is something else, isn't it? So you might find students who you think are going to, you may wish to invite back for vocational placement, they may want to be considered for pre-reg training, etc. And building links with the university, it's always good to do that. You may later wish to come back and give us a short talk, or give our students a short talk on your pre-reg programme, etc. So those are some of the benefits. And so the question I leave you with really is this, that would you like to help? Would you like to take part in this? And if you would, then kindly indicate initially on the yellow sheet that you've got, there's a choice there that says mentor, I'd like to be a mentor. If you could kindly tick that, then I can contact you. If you can even leave a contact detail, an email address or telephone number. And please feel free as well to contact me if you so wish. So that's it really. Thank you very much for your time.